Welcome. In front of me is a Doogee, however you want to pronounce this brand, N30, and today I will go unboxing along with an overview of this device. So let's pop it open. Anyway, I'll just rip this apart. We do have something here. I guess this is probably warranty. Come on. Nope, it just looks like a simple instructions actually. Like, boohoo, we got cameras, we got SIM tray, and we got battery inside. Wow, no way, no one would have suspected that. I just popped this open. There we go. And here we got nothing. And here we got some case for the phone, which I always like to see. Even if they're not great, it's always nice to see company include those. So let's get rid of this, and there's the case. Now this is a fairly flimsy one. You can see it's nothing really like super rigid or anything, but to be fair, the corners are a little bit thicker, more reinforced, so that is nice. Anyway, I'll just put that to the side right now. Get rid of this foil. Got a SIM eject tool, some warranty, and whoops, go. Warranty, user manual, and there's still something inside. What is this? Dodgy giveaway. Woo. Okay, cool. No one cares. There we go. Let's just drop that back in here, yeet that to the side, and get going with the phone itself. So there's the phone. Got some not very neatly folded cable. It is a Type-C though, so that's nice. And then we got the super cheap feeling charger, which it's also feeling cheap because it is cheap. It's only a 10-watt charger, so the weakest part of this phone. And that's actually it. So let's get rid of this. Pop the phone out. Oop. And let's turn it on. Now it does come with a screen protector pre-applied. You do have to though peel that off. That's why it's kind of matte right now. If you take it off, it will be normal. And while we're looking at the screen, gonna quickly talk about it. So this is a 6.5-inch LCD IPS display with a resolution of 720 by 1600 and also 268 pixels per inch because of the display. So it's nothing really special. Just a typical display. Quickly go through the setup right here. It is though a fairly bright display, which you can see on a camera. Though to be fair, it's not as bright as it's appearing on a camera. That's because exposure is a little bit turned on, but it's still, considering this is just a setup, I'm pretty sure I can bring out the brightness even harder. So during the sunlight, this should be a fairly easy to use device, to be honest. You should be able to see the screen no problem. Now outside of that, while the setup is going through, we do have a, what is it, triple camera setup? Yep, triple, actually no, this is a quad camera setup, my bad. Oh wait, no, that's right. So there is macro and depth, which I forgot about. So now that it's on, I'm gonna quickly lock it, flip it over. So we have a quad camera setup, which the main sensor is a 16 megapixel wide one. Nothing really special here, fairly budget to be honest. Then we got an 8 megapixel ultra wide. It should be good whenever you want to capture a wider angle, and the 16 megapixel ain't cutting it. And then we got the probably the two trash cameras, which is the 2 megapixel macro and 2 megapixel depth. Now, personally, don't use the depth sensor. It usually breaks the photos if it's being used. And the 2 megapixel macro should be good enough because the 16 megapixel won't be able to capture as much detail as, and I can't believe I'm saying it, as much as the 2 megapixel macro. Now, the macro, to be fair, is an absolute garbage here. There's no 2 megapixel good macro, let's face it. But when your highest sensor here is a 16 megapixel wide one, then yeah, you have basically all cameras set up to be budget. So some of them will do other tasks better than for instance the main one, and this will be most likely the case right here. I will quickly go into the camera right here, if I can find it. Oh, there we go. Let's grab my plant. So right now in picture mode, which is just a typical 16 megapixel wide sensor. So let's just see what we can get. Can't even get a focus on it. Oh, there we go. Oh my, that was so loud. Why? Stop it. So let me quickly get rid of the sound because it is just awful. There we go. Okay, so I captured a couple of trash photos for no reason, but anyway, let's get going. So we also have the bokeh effect, which most likely will use the depth sensor. I'm already sketched out how this will look like. There we go. Peaceful silence. That's how I like it. And let's go to... Oh, where is the... Oh, there it was, picture, and there is the macro. That's the little flower. So this is the macro, so let's see how it comes out. There we go. Now that I got all the photos, we can go over them and see how they look like. Now, brace yourself. They won't be anything great. So don't expect any kind of miracles here. There we go, photos. So, wait, no, I don't want to sign in. Sorry. There we go. Keep off. There we go. So this is the wide sensor. As you can see, that's kind of how it looks like when you zoom in. And it looks fine. It won't blow you away, but it looks okay for a 16 megapixel. Disregard these. Those were the two that I tried to capture by volume keys by just turning off the sound. Then this one, I believe was, what was it? Oh, no way, though. This is the portrait one. If this is the portrait, then it's not using the depth sensor. And then we got the macro. So as you can see, it's not great, but still better than the wide sensor. So like I said, cameras here are just there because basically every phone has them, I guess. They're not anything special. Don't expect those photos to capture any kind of super amazing photos. So moving on, at the front we do have an 8 megapixel wide sensor, and that's where I'm gonna stop with the cameras and move on to the actual specifications of the device, which this device comes with a MediaTek A25 chip or processor. It has a built-in 128 gigabyte storage and comes with 4 gigabyte RAM. Now I believe this is also expandable using an SD card. I'm gonna quickly check just so I am certain about it. Yep, and there we go. So we have dual SIM tray and SD tray. So you can expand the storage and also slap 2 SIM cards in here. And lastly, the battery on this device has a capacity of 4180 milliamps. And like I said, it comes with this kind of bad 10 watt charger. This is the poorest part of this device, so probably can't really do anything with it because it's not really the fault of the charger, it's just the fault of the phone charging slowly. So anyway, I'm not exactly sure what the price on this device is. Maybe I can quickly check just to be sure. Let's see. Can I quickly look on my computer? Should have probably done that before, but oh well. So it comes at a price range, assuming I can find it. I can't. Great. So I'm just gonna put it this way. If this device costs about $200, do not buy it. There are better alternatives from Xiaomi. If it costs below 200, for instance like 150, then it's I would say okay. I think Xiaomi still has better phones than this. Now, I usually promote Xiaomi, but that is just because they have fairly, like, one of the best budget devices, low price, and still have a decent like performance out of them, which any kind of other device that doesn't match this and tries to be budget kind of gets a minus from me. So like I said, I'm not exactly sure on the price on this device, so if it's around 200, go for the Xiaomi. They have fairly decent options at this range. If it costs somewhere like 100, 150, then your choices kind of diminish, and there's not very many of them, so majority of the devices will work similarly at that price range. So from there you can pick and choose. So anyway, this would conclude the overview of this phone, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.